Vice News political correspondent Liz Landers joins me now from Washington. Liz, President Trump has claimed fraud in Georgia's elections, but today he's expected to tell Republicans there to go out and vote. How do those mixed messages affect supporters in the state? And I'm asking because you were just recently in Georgia. I saw your social media feed. How are people reacting to that mixed message?
Republicans are reaping what they have sown, Omar. And I say that because going down there and speaking with Republican voters, there is some mixed messaging, as you mentioned, that they're hearing from the president and high-profile surrogates, pro-Trump people in Georgia, like Lynn Wood, the lawyer there, who are telling Republicans don't vote until Governor Brian Kemp fixes the election, has a special legislative session. And voters that I spoke with down there in Georgia on Wednesday at this Stop the Steal event said that they're not sure if they're going to turn out and vote for Senators Perdue and Senator Loeffler. Those are the two Republicans who are running there in that race. One voter that I spoke with, Edward, told me that he had not seen enough from both of those candidates backing up President Trump's claims from Georgia that race was rigged. I would say that that's a false allegation coming from the president, as we know at this point. But that is seeping into the Republican psyche in that state. So I think that's why you're seeing President Trump travel down there today to Valdosta, Georgia. He'll be there this evening, sort of rallying the Republican base down there, saying, okay, I think that my vote was rigged, but you guys got to go out and vote because the balance of the Senate hangs on this runoff on January 5th.
And on balance, is the president's trip to Georgia good or bad for the Republican Party? And how does it impact the chances of the Republicans winning those Senate seats?
I think it's probably good for the Republicans that he's going down there, because if he's speaking directly to these disaffected voters and telling them, okay, I know I said this, but now you guys need to turn out, I think that that will change minds. I think that some of the voters that I spoke with said that they were concerned about voting in part because of President Trump. So I think if you have him going down there and speaking again directly to the voters, that will make a difference down there in that race in Georgia. And Loeffler and Perdue right now are kind of toggling between being in D.C. with their Senate duties here. As we know, the Senate's trying to get that COVID relief bill through. So having President Trump down there also helps boost turnout at some of these events when Loeffler and Perdue can't really be out on the trail quite as much as Ossoff and Warnock are able to do right now.
President aside, what do other Republican leaders think they need to do to keep control of the Senate next month?
Well, I mean, you hear from Capitol Hill, and I hear from talking to senators up there that they know how important this is. And I think Governor Kemp understands that in Georgia, and Mitch McConnell here in D.C. understands that. The balance of the Senate is in play. There are 50 Republicans right now. There are 48 Democrats. If Democrats win both of those seats, Senator and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris is going to be making a lot of trips to Capitol Hill to go up there and break tie votes. And Republicans that I spoke to down there, kind of more mainstream Republicans, I guess you could say, said to me, look, we got to turn out in Georgia because if we lose, this is on us. This one barber that I went to his shop, he had hosted Kelly Loeffler earlier in the day on Monday when I was down there. And he said, if we lose, it's because we didn't get off of our butts and get to the polls. He said, you know, obviously the Democrats have won the White House at this point and they hold the House. He said, we have to win the Senate in order to have some sort of balance in D.C. right now.
The Washington Post recently surveyed all 249 Republican members of the House and the Senate about the results of the 2020 election. Nearly 90% were unclear or had no answer when they were asked who won the election. How long can they keep that up, and who are they doing that for?
I think the answer is they're doing that for President Trump because President Trump refuses to acknowledge the results of this election. I think perhaps on December 14th, they're going to all start recognizing this. That's the day that the Electoral College in this country is going to vote and make Joe Biden president-elect officially. But I don't know how long they can keep that up right now because when you have Republicans all over the country who continue to say that Biden is not president-elect. That's why the Republicans are now having issues in Georgia, because it's kind of this message that we're hearing on the Hill from Kevin McCarthy, other high-profile Republicans here in D.C. So I do think that they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot right now, saying that there was fraud, this election was rigged, but they might lose the Senate and the balance of power if they continue this message, Omar.
Liz Landers, shuttling in between Georgia and Washington, D.C., thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.